Hello and welcome. This is the second episode of my true solo run on extreme difficulty Ironman. This time, no live commentary for a simple reason. After I recorded roughly an hour of footage, I figured, I didn't do anything this episode. Or well, not not really something very impactful. So I decided to just do a voiceover, and you can see the speed up footage in the background. Simply because the entire episode is farming resources like 90% of the time. We are at this point of the game where we accelerated really fast with all the ways you can get extra money or extra stuff in the start of the game. But now we are in a grind situation. We need to level up fast and also keep an eye on our resources. So we have to do a bunch of things, split up and do it together basically, which is crazy. So our main goal here is to be able, well, to steal stuff. In the first episode, we collected or we started the Tavern, which allows us to, or provides us with infinite food basically. But we still need money. And that's why we unlocked also in the first episode the bed. But before we can steal stuff, we have to ensure another thing, and that's the movement speed in the open world. And there are a couple of ways to increase your movement speed. First of all, it is just the working ponies. So level up working ponies, give them the horseshoe, and just buy more of them to stack up your movement speed. The reason for that is pretty simple. We have to outrun the guard at any point of the game. So if we can outrun the guard, if we have enough stamina to do so, the guard isn't a problem at all anymore. So we need more ponies, which means we need gold to buy them and enough food to provide them, which is the easiest part, the food. But until then, we need a little bit of starting money. If we are able to outrun the guard, we can start the crime spree, which is, well, stealing a lot of stuff, and we have no money worries whatsoever anymore. But there's like this little hoop we have to get through. And also, to do that, so to get money, we have to be able to beat bounties. And that's why we need to level up a little bit more. And I carefully picked some of the fighting some specific bandits or some wolves and boars and wildlife, just because we are at the point where we have enough movement speed where we can outrun every melee character. Which is good because we are a ranged unit, so we can basically outrun and kill everything without being touched. This one saves a lot resources from the crafting materials. Yeah, and also the medicine, so because we don't get hurt. But the fight itself looks very tedious and boring because we are just hitting and running. It's a valid strategy, but not really like enjoyable to watch in full time or the full length. That's why I speed it up a little bit. Yeah, the most important part is that we get to level 3. Level 3 will give us a really important power spike. We collected the skill book, the mastery skill book in the first episode. So with level 3 we unlock the class specialization, which is the gunner. And we can immediately upgrade it because we have a skill book. And the upgrade provides us guaranteed crits if we consecutive hit enemies, which will be basically always the case except for the first shot, obviously. So this is a really huge power spike because now we have basically 100% crit chance on our second and next shots, basically. So with this power up, I feel confident that we can, well, fight bigger enemies or more enemies uh, with the Valor points we have to spend. But it's still a long road before we can call ours the immortal crossbow man. Yeah. I collected some resources to craft also some camp upgrades. Camp upgrades are really nice. We need them to, like, first of all, we need to have the working bench so we can dismantle stuff. We need a master tinkerer in the end of the run, so we can use the helm stamp dismantling ability. But it's a long way to go there. So it's always a little bit tricky to manage all the jobs with just one character. But in the end, we will level up everything to master level. And the easiest way to do this is to save up the boostable professions for later. So any profession that can be done in like completed in seconds from 0 to master is saved up for later. And through the run, we will pick one profession that we stick around for at least 1 or 2 level ups. Yeah, we theoretically lose a little bit of resource accessibility, because if we are, for example, a miner, and yeah, we will miss a lot of wood wood spots until we switch to woodcutter, and then we will lose a lot of mining slots. So it's a little bit tricky, but it's one condition for the run to be mastered at every job, and that's why yeah, it's another layer of the difficulty, but I think it's possible. Then we get there, because there are a lot of jobs, or half the jobs you can farm easily just by stockpiling resources, and then do a crafting session, and boom, you're a alchemy master, boom, you're a smithing master or tinkerer master. Thief is also easy to level up. You just have to steal a huge stack of something valuable, which will be our main source of income anyways. So yeah, this one will be a profession that we quite level up really fast. So everything else we can just sell. Also, I decided to sell everything that is not important for booster foods or for the booster experience for the professions. So in this case, I chose like 3 or 4 booster foods. I want the booster food that increases our dexterity. I want one that increases our constitution. And I want one that increases the critical damage. And these are basically the only 3 we will need from the base game. And from the Tavern DLC, we will switch sooner or later to the one that provides the rage buff. We can see here right now in the footage that I got a free skill point here, and that's from the title. Every character can earn a title, and the easiest title to get is sleeping next to an animal for like 15 nights or something. And I did it with our working pony, so it's easy skill point that you can give a character. Also, I already checked out if there's some cool new ponies with good traits. I really want ponies with the trait that allows us to be like bad to each other. So, for example, a snorer would be great, and also obviously increased carrying capacity or constitution. One of them, or both would be great. But for the main, or not main, but one of the main damage sources we will need to like burst down high health bullet sponges is the sociopath trait. So the sociopath trait provides 5% extra damage for each negative relationship we have in the troop. And we really want a lot of working ponies for the convenience. First, because the carrying capacity, we can carry more stuff around. And also the speeds, the movement speed in the open world. It's like, it speeds up a run. It's not necessary if you really want to like keep only one pony or whatever. But in this case, I said I excluded it from the rules so I can have infinite ponies. Yeah, because it's just tedious. At, at a certain point of the game, the difficulty is not because it's really difficult at all. It's more or less more time consuming. And I don't like when stuffs or things are just time consuming instead of difficult, right? That's why yeah, said, or I set myself the rule that I can have infinite working ponies. Since they don't fight, they are just here for convenience, for quality of life, having a little bit of more carrying capacity, which is great. And we will consume a lot of booster foods in the end game as well, which yeah, which also pays for the upkeep of the working ponies. Okay, so that's for all the information. For the one itself, I choose. Well, we did the level up, the level 3, the upgrade to the gunner class, to have now the guaranteed crits, and we can see it here in the combat that the crits are already doing work. But sadly, we still have the level 1 crossbow, which sucks, and no merchants in my recording sold a better crossbow, or a better crossbow that I really wanted to use, which is sad. Because the crossbow, as the equipment, provides the main source of dexterity points we will scale the damage with. So sooner or later we will need a better one, and that's why it's good to be also a smith, to probably craft one crossbow for us. But for that we will definitely need more resources. Yeah. In the end, the entire second episode, or my second recording, is just collecting more resources or leveling one of the professions. I decided to stick with the bard profession for some time, just because it provides money, and we need money, and also it provides constitution and willpower, which is currently the only. Well, we currently not have leveled willpower, because we have to prioritize the movement first. But with the movement now at like 12 or something, we are quite in the spot to outrun every opponent. So we can now start to boost our willpower up to 15, which is very important if we somehow extremely misplay and die, which is crazy. This will happen. I hope it will not happen. Yeah. And with that said, I'm already on my way to the pirate ship. Since I started stockpiling some resources, or collecting some resources, and farming a little bit, I needed a place to unload all the resources I need later. So my goal for this episode would be to reach the ship, the Balerian ship, It's the easiest way with the DLC to get free, not free, but it costs like 200 gold and a couple of blocks of wood. Uh, the fastest way to get some infinite storage space for all the stuff you don't want to carry around. I also used the opportunity to upgrade the tavern a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time in the tavern this run, simply because, well, the tavern is only there for two reasons. The first one is providing us the food, and the second one is the booster food. So we only will upgrade the tavern until the point we get the booster food we want, and then it's just there providing us regular food, or well, the booster food, which will be our regular food. We will eat it every day. Yeah, I think the most important part is the fighting, and that's why the tavern itself is not very interesting. But if you want, I don't know, but if you want to see an entire explanation of the Tavern DLC, I can provide that as well. But I think there are a lot of information already out in the internet. Just look it up at YouTube. It's not that much actually, and pretty much still explaining. And we are there. The ship. We give the gold. We give the wood, and we have now the storage space of the ship. We can offload all our stuff, which is very good. We don't really go into this region from Balerian DLC at all because it's not needed for the run. I only want to beat the base game with it. I just need, or well, I just want the option of the storage space. And with that, I almost finished my second episode recording here. Just checking a little bit of more sports, accepting a little bit of quests just for small progress. The episode will end before I will fight uh, the guards that will threaten these poor farmers. And there you have it. See you in the next one.